In the global race for technological dominance, raw scientific discovery is basically the new oil. But how do you turn that discovery into actual market power? Well, it requires a specific and often invisible mechanism. Today, we're going to break down that system, the technology transfer engine. And this isn't just some academic question. It is a core strategic challenge for entire nations and for major corporations. Billions and billions of dollars are poured into R&D, but the vast majority of breakthroughs never actually generate a return. They just become stranded assets, gathering dust in a lab somewhere. You've probably heard of this. In the innovation world, this is what we call the valley of death. It's that huge gap where promising research that lacks the right commercial and strategic support just fails to make the jump into a real, market-ready product. And every single idea that falls into this chasm represents a direct loss of economic potential. So, bridging this valley, it takes more than just money, a lot more. It requires a specialized kind of human infrastructure, and it's all built around a new kind of professional, the technology manager. Now, this is not just some simple broker or a salesperson. The technology manager is a high-level strategist. They have to operate right at the intersection of science, finance, law, and industry. Their entire job is to de-risk and execute the commercialization of deep technology. That's it. And just look at the skill set required. It's incredibly broad. An effective manager has to be fluent in public policy, financial modeling, competitive analysis, intellectual property law, and end-to-end project execution. I mean, think about it. This is a really rare combination of skills to find in one person. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It really captures the hybrid nature of the role. You need the diplomacy to get academics and business executives to actually agree on something. You need the analytical mind to validate the business case. And you absolutely need the entrepreneurial grit to navigate that long, difficult path to market. Okay, so we've identified the key player. Now let's dig into their process. Because this isn't random, it's not just luck, it's a structured methodology that's designed to systematically de-risk innovation one step at a time. This four-stage framework is basically their playbook. And I want you to notice that critical first step, demand discovery. See, the process doesn't start with a cool piece of tech. It starts with a real, validated market need. Only then do they go out and source a solution, structure the deal, and then oversee the integration. At its core, the manager's job is to bridge two fundamentally different worlds, two completely different operating systems. Academia is driven by novelty, by getting published. Industry, on the other hand, is driven by reliability and profitability. The manager's job is to be the translator between these two worlds, to align their goals toward a single commercial outcome. Now, there's a really common narrative out there, especially in the world of venture capital, the scientist founder. And the logic seems sound, right? Who knows the technology better than the person who invented it? But while that story is appealing, the data reveals some pretty significant structural challenges with this model. And the market data here is, well, it's sobering. A 97% failure rate for professor-led startups in the US. That points to a very hard reality. Deep technical expertise and effective commercial leadership are two very distinct skill sets, and they're rarely found in the same person. I mean, the operational shift that's required is just immense. The entire model has to pivot from being research-driven to being completely market-driven. The team structure, the financial model, the core objectives, all of it has to be rebuilt from the ground up. And that's a transformation that is nearly impossible without experienced commercial leadership. All right, let's scale this up. Let's zoom out. What are the implications at a national level? Because this is about more than just individual companies succeeding or failing. This is about constructing a national system for sustained technological advantage. And this leads us to a really critical insight for national strategy. R&D spending is an input, it's not an output. The true competitive differentiator, the real game changer, is the efficiency of the engine that converts that R&D investment into actual economic value. So in this national system, technology managers function as the central nodes. They are the connective tissue linking research, industry, and capital. Without this professional layer, the whole ecosystem just fragments and the innovation engine grinds to a halt. And this leaves us with a fundamental strategic question. For all of us, are you investing merely in technology, or are you investing in the system that makes that technology valuable? Because in the 21st century, the most competitive economies won't be the ones that simply invent. They'll be the ones that master the engine of commercialization.